and welcome to this edition of National Sports Magazine. I'm your host Rajaraman. Together we shall spend the next half hour reliving some moments of magic from the world of sport. From cricket to cycling, hockey to tennis, archery to shooting, we have a delightful bouquet to cherish. Let's start with cricket. There is a strange air over the fifth test of the Patowdy Test series between England and India in Edgbaston, Birmingham. Thanks to an outbreak of COVID-19 after the fourth test match last year, the series is being completed now. The winds of change have blown so hard since the Oval Test in September last year that there is little that is familiar. In fact, Captain Jasprit Bumrah leads the team in the place of the COVID hit Rohit Sharma. Both India and England have new captains and both have a new coach. Let us hear Rahul Dravid.
I think any which way you play the game, we believe like it's up to us. I think we've got to focus on our cricket and not so much worry about what England is doing and what it is they're playing. I think we've got to focus on what we've got to do. I mean, to be honest with you, we've been a pretty positive side as well. I mean, we were second in the World Test Championship cycle last year. This year we find ourselves sort of third in the table, just underneath the top two. So we've been pretty successful. I mean, we've been pretty successful in getting 20 wickets and winning test matches, and that's for me is positive cricket as well. So honestly, we're not focusing at all on what England's done. Of course, they might have a strategy or they might have some tactics that they might come in and play with on the particular day. That can change as well, depending on conditions, depending on what it is. And it's our job to respond to whatever they put out, and we'll be focused on trying to do that and really focusing on ourselves, and our strength and getting our preparation right.
In Dublin, led by Hardik Pandya, India beat a spirited Ireland in both the T20 internationals. The first game reduced by rain to 12 overs each by 7 wickets, and the high-scoring second match by a mere 4 runs. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar was in his element with a new ball in conditions that helped both swing and seam movement, and leg spinner Yuzvendra Chahal was on top of his game as India restricted Ireland to 108 for 4 in its 12 overs, despite Harry Tector's crackling unbeaten knock. Deepak Hooda, opening in place of Ruturaj Gaikwad, who was nursing a niggle in his calf, made an unbeaten 47 of 29 deliveries to star in the chase. Ishan Kishan and Hardik Pandya chipped in with breezy contributions. In the second game, Deepak Hooda made merry as well, scoring 104 of 57 balls with 9 fours and 6 sixes, along with opener Sanju Samson, who made 77 of 42 deliveries with 9 fours and 4 sixes. Deepak Hooda shared a 176-run second wicket stand in just 14.1 overs. In women's cricket, India beat host Sri Lanka 2-1 in the 3-match T20 international series in Dambulla. The Indian team won the opening game by 34 runs and the second by 5 wickets with 5 deliveries to spare. However, the touring team's bowling inadequacies came to the fore as it lost the third match by 7 wickets. Jemima Rodrigues made a crucial 36 not out to star for India in the opening game as she helped the team post 138 for 6 in 20 overs. She shared an unbroken 32-run stand with Deepti Sharma in the final 3 overs. Earlier, opener Shefali Verma and skipper Harmanpreet Kaur had added 39 runs for the third wicket to stabilize the Indian innings. Barring Kavisha Dilhari, none of the Sri Lankan batters was able to get a measure of the visiting bowling, especially after Radha Yadav claimed 2 wickets in successive overs. India was made to work harder for the second win. Vimishi Gunaratne and Chamari Atapattu put on 87 for the opening wicket. Despite some sloppy Indian fielding, Sri Lanka was unable to build on, losing 6 wickets for just 13 runs in the last 19 deliveries. India chased down the 126-run target quite comfortably, with left-handed Smriti Mandana and Harmanpreet Kaur making significant contributions. In making 31 not out, Harmanpreet became the highest scorer for India in all T20 internationals ahead of former captain Mithali Raj. In the third match, Sri Lanka ended a 12-match losing streak against India thanks to skipper Chamari Atapattu's unbeaten 80 that helped the team chase down the 139-run target. Harmanpreet Kaur and Jemima Rodrigues chipped in with useful contributions and their 64-run stand, but that was never enough to ensure against bowling that lacked teeth and poor fielding. Neelakshi De Silva joined Chamari Atapattu in a 77-run stand for the third wicket as Sri Lanka motored home to a well-deserved win. Let's listen to Captain Harmanpreet Kaur, who was named Player of the Series in the T20 internationals.
Sri Lanka deserved this win the way they batted especially, and after first 6 overs they didn't let us to bounce back. I think they deserve this win. Partnership was there, but still we were looking for better strike rate, I think, and I think this total was not enough for us to win the game, but still, we were able to create those partnerships which we were looking at, and definitely, we do need to work on our strike rates.
Madhya Pradesh won the coveted Ranji Trophy for the first time, beating Mumbai by 6 wickets. Though Holkar had won the Ranji Trophy 69 years ago, it was a maiden title triumph for Madhya Pradesh after it was created by the merger of erstwhile Madhya Pradesh, Madhya Bharat, Vindhya Pradesh and Bhopal states in 1956. Batting first in the Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bengaluru, Mumbai made 374, thanks in the main to Sarfaraz Khan's 134, which capped his golden run this season, and opener Yashasvi Jaiswal's 78. However, Madhya Pradesh replied strongly to take a 162-run lead through centuries by Yash Dubey, Shubham Sharma and Rajat Patidar and a smart half-century by Saransh Jain. Some splendid left-arm spin bowling by Kumar Kartikeya Singh checked Mumbai's bid to turn the match on its head. Despite many Mumbai batters getting good starts, only Suved Parker was able to get to the minor milestone of a half-century in the second innings. The chase of 108 could have been tricky for Madhya Pradesh, but Himanshu Mantri, Shubham Sharma and Rajat Patidar saw the side home in less than 30 overs. Besides the players themselves, some of the spotlight was on Madhya Pradesh coach Chandrakant Pandit. It was the third team that he was guiding to the national championship title after Mumbai and Vidarbha. He was also director of cricket in Rajasthan when that state won the Ranji Trophy for a second time in 2011-12. Let us listen to Chandrakant Pandit, who is now being called the Alex Ferguson of Ranji Trophy cricket.
After 23 years, that trophy which I left it here, and I can see Bharat was standing there. That gives me a lot of memory when we lost the final year, and with God's blessings we came back on the same ground to make the history, and which probably as a captain I could not do it. That Aditya, you have done it, and I'm very, very proud about that. The entire Madhya Pradesh office bearer, the members, association, everybody who has contributed behind this success, I really thank them.
We shall now join Aparajita as she presents this report on the Asian Cycling Championship held in New Delhi.
Asian Track Cycling Championships organized by Cycling Federation of India kicked off here on 18th June at Indira Gandhi Indoor Stadium, New Delhi. Participants from 15 countries were competing in the enthralling cycling event, where riders from Asian countries were trying to improve their ranking en route to qualify for World Championships. India has an added advantage to perform at their home track. The Asian Track Cycling Championship 2022 ended on 22nd June 2022 with India's Ronaldo Singh winning a historical silver medal in the men's sprint event at the Indira Gandhi Indoor Stadium in New Delhi. This was Ronaldo Singh's third medal in the 2022 championships. Earlier, he won bronze medals in the 1 kilometer time trial and team sprint events. Chanakya Gogai also clinched a bronze in the 10-kilometer women's sketch race on the fifth and final day to help India finish with a total of 9 medals. India claimed total 1 silver and 8 bronze in the senior category. Ronaldo, who was celebrating his 20th birthday on 22nd, started the day by defeating Kazakhstan's Andrei Kuge, the eventual bronze medalist in the semi-finals. Ronaldo lost the first race but bounced back to win the next 2 races to storm into the final. Let's listen to what Ronaldo Singh has said after becoming the first Indian cyclist to win a silver in a continental tournament in the senior category.
आज का जो मेडल है सिल्वर मेडल, इससे मेरे को बहुत कुछ सीखने को भी मिला और जो मेरे ऊपर जो काम करना जो बाकी है वो मेरे को आज मतलब पता चला कि मेरे अंदर क्या क्या कमी है और मेरे को क्या क्या टैक्टिक्स में काम करना चाहिए. जो आज मैंने इवेंट में जो सिल्वर मेडल लिया, इट्स ऑल अबाउट टैक्टिक्स. ये जरूरी नहीं कि इफ यू आर फास्टेस्ट देन यू कैन विन द रेस. इट्स ऑल अबाउट टैक्टिक्स. तो मेरा कुछ गलती मेरे को पता चला जब मैं वीडियो देखा, तो उसको मैं सुधार के आगे वाला जो एशियन चैंपियनशिप आने वाला है उसमें ये सिल्वर को गोल्ड में बदलने का कोशिश पूरा जारी रहेगा.
The junior world number 1 Indian, however, was unable to follow up in the gold medal match against Japanese veteran Kento Yamasaki, who won the first 2 races to pocket the gold. It was India's first ever individual silver medal at the Asian meet. In the women junior category, Pooja has added 2 bronze medals in the individual pursuit women junior category. She clocked 2 minutes 37 seconds to claim the 3rd position and also created a new national record, breaking her own previous record of 2 minutes 37 seconds. Here is what Pooja has to say on her performance.
ये इवेंट में मेरा टाइम मैंने बेस्ट किया है. दैट वाज न्यू नेशनल रिकॉर्ड अगेन ऑन माय नेम. मेरा ही रिकॉर्ड था, वो ही ब्रेक करके फिर मैंने अपना टाइम अच्छा किया.
However, it was 19-year-old Chayanika Gogoi who opened the Indian medals tally on 22nd June with bronze after finishing ahead of Kazakhstan's Renata Sultanova, a pre-tournament favorite in the 10-kilometer women's stretch race finals. Korea's Yuri Kim won the gold, while Kia Furoyama of Japan clinched silver. Indian cyclists also performed well in the junior and para events which were being held alongside the elite races. The junior and para athletes won 14 medals, combined 2 gold, 5 silver and 7 bronze. Japan topped the overall medals tally, senior, junior and para combined, with 18 gold, 7 silver and 2 bronze medals. Korea finished second with 12 gold, 14 silver and 3 bronze medals. The Indian cycling team finished its campaign with 23 combined medals, including 2 gold, 6 silver and 15 bronze, which is the best ever performance by India at the championships. Participants from 15 countries were competing at the 41st edition of the Asian Track Cycling Championships, and points earned from the event were counted towards the cyclist qualification for the Paris 2024 Olympics. On successful organization of 41st edition of Asian Track Cycling Championship event, we spoke to Onkar Singh, Secretary General of the Cycling Federation of India.
If you see the history of Indian cycling, I think this is the best ever performance. And medal getting in seniors was very important for us because we graduated into seniors this year only. And probably this is one of the youngest team in the world which has come to this level. And the performance was commendable, but I still feel that we would have fared much better than what we did.
It is time now to bring in my colleague S. Kannan as he takes us through the developments in the world of hockey.
It's hockey time again as the men's and women's team will aim to win medals at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. Much of the focus has been away from the field as far as hockey is concerned. Celebrations continued after the Tokyo Olympics, where the men won a historic bronze and the women finished an agonizing fourth. It seemed they're taking a long break, but the way the men's team has regrouped with now Manpreet as captain, things are looking up very positively for the men's team, where the performance in the Pro League, a tournament which India had boycotted in the past, has been sensational. To compete against a strong team like Belgium has shown that this team has learned, and the process of experimentation under coach Graham Reed has been very fruitful. One must not forget, when India went for the Asian Champions Trophy, they had left behind most of the senior players. However, now the team is back to full strength. You have Manpreet, you have Harmanpreet, and the seasoned pro like P.R. Srijesh, who despite his age just does not want to let go of his duty under the bar. Srijesh has time and again spoken of how he wants to go for one more Olympics, and who would have thought a man who played such an important role 14 Asian Games where India won a gold would still be there competing 2022. The standard of hockey the world over is changing, and from the Indian perspective, what is really eye-catching is the fitness, the speed and emphasis on adapting a game which is not the Asian style anymore, but learning hard how to compete against the tough teams, whether it is with body play or short passes, and also using the flanks. One must not forget that the time has changed when Indian coaches were imparting the skills. Now it is a highly scientific program which is being put in place, where the players are told, don't focus on your individual game. Short passes, goals will result. Focus on tight defense, and also keep in mind that now hockey is total hockey. There's no positional play. So with all this in mind, certainly things are looking very positive for the men's side, because you have won a medal after a 41-year gap at the Olympics, and the Commonwealth Games, there is revenge at stake. In 2018, when the Indian team competed in Gold Coast, Australia, it was a very, very hard finish. Losing to England and finishing fourth did not give joy to the fans, but this time around, the prediction is that the Indian men's team definitely is capable of winning a gold medal. Coming to women's hockey, it's a packed calendar for the ladies. They finished an agonizing fourth in the Tokyo Olympics, but they had won hearts of billions of people at home, and scenes of joy, scenes of tears are still fresh. The biggest change from the team which competed in Tokyo is Rani Rampal is out with an injury, and you have Savita leading the team. The goalkeeper has been sensational, and despite being in her mid-30s, she has shown that she's hungry for success. Women's hockey has seen a very, very meteoric rise, and with Savita Punia as the captain captain, Deep Grace Eka as the vice captain, and a new coach in Yannick Schopman. The whole strategy has been changed. You had Sword Marine as the coach at Tokyo, but his contract was not renewed. And in the new dispensation, where the utmost importance is being given to the Commonwealth Games by the Indian sports fraternity, the emphasis is on winning more medals, more so because the Asian Games to have been held in Hangzhou, China. So for the women, first up is the World Cup, where it's going to be a challenge against the top European teams. But going by the recent performances, the women's team is also in prime position. But the key challenge is how they're going to maintain their fitness, how they're going to plan their workload management will remain to be seen, because to compete in the World Cup, short break, regroup, then go to the Commonwealth Games is very, very demanding. Earlier it looked like they would have to be competing in 3 competitions: World Cup, Commonwealth Games as Asian Games. But now one competition is ruled out. It just means that preparing the best way and putting your best foot forward. The core group has been enlarged, and in this core group, players of full fitness have only been kept, which is why Queen Rani has not found a place this time. Let's hear what Indian skipper Savita said in a chat with FIH on India's chances at the World Cup, where she spoke about how the team has improved and they know how to compete with the big teams.
First of all, we are very excited to playing World Cup, and we just want to play as a team in the World Cup, because for us Olympics is great experience and we learn a lot from there, and we are happy about our performance, but somehow we missed the medal, and that pain also we felt, and now also, but of course we learn from there, and we know we can do more better, and every session, every day we learn a lot from our coach, from Yannick, and in our team after Olympics, everyone was so motivated, so focused, okay, now we really want to play against good teams, so it is very nice for us.
Team for the Commonwealth Games men's section is Goalkeepers P.R. Srijesh, Krishan Bahadur Pathak. Defenders Varun Kumar, Surander Kumar, man in form Harmanpreet Singh, Amit Rohidas, Yugraj Singh, Jarmanpreet Singh. In the midfield, skipper Manpreet Singh, Hardik Singh, Vivek Sagar Prasad, Shamsher Singh, Akashdeep Singh, Neelakanta Sharma. Forward line includes Mandeep Singh, Gurjan Singh, Lalit Kumar Upadhyay and Abhishek. The women's team also looks very strong. Savita Punia captain, and the standby goalie is Rajani Etimarupu. Defenders are Deep Grace Eka, vice captain Gurjeet Kaur, Nikki Pradhan and Udita. In the midfield, Nisha, Sushila, Chanu, Monica, Neha, Jyoti, Navjot Kaur and Salima Tete lend a lot of variety. The forward line comprises Vandana Kataria, who shone at the Tokyo Olympics, Lal Rehman Saimi, Navneet Kaur, Sharmila Devi and Sangeeta Kumari.
We will return to Aparajita for a walk through the world of chess.
All India Chess Federation announced the country's biggest ever contingent for the 44th Chess Olympiad that will take place in the Chennai from July 28th to August 10th. India, being the host, are entitled to field 2 teams each in the open and women's category. As such, 20 players from India will be competing at the event. The Chess Olympiad is the most respected team event in chess, first held in 1928. A record number of 343 teams from 187 countries will take part in the 44th Chess Olympiad and will be competing to win gold, silver and bronze medals. And the favourites in 2022 are China, host nation India, and the 2016 Open champions, the United States, who will be represented in the Open section by GMS Fabiana Caruana, Livon Arion, Wesley So, Leonard Dominguez and Sam Shackland. Vidit Gujarati, who led India to gold medal in the 2020 Chess Olympiad held virtual, will be part of India's first team in Open section alongside Panthala Harikrishnan and Chennai-based Krishnan Sasikiran, who have represented India on numerous occasions. The 19-year-old Arjun Arigasi and S.L. Narayanan will also be part of the first team. Arjun has been impressive in the last 1 year and will be one of the players to watch out for as he makes his debut at the event along with Narayanan. The other open category team will comprise of young talents who have been making headlines with their consistent performances in the last couple of years, including Pragyananandhan, Nihal Sarin, Guresh D and Ronak Sadhwani. They will be making their debuts at the Chess Olympiad. The team will also have experienced players Adbiban B, who was a part of Indian side which won the bronze medal in 2014. The Indian women team will have grandmasters Koneru Hampi and world number 1 Harika Runavelli, who have stamped their authority on many international tournaments. The prolific Tanya Sachdev is also in the team, along with R. Vaishali and Bhakti Kulkarni, who will be making their debuts. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on 19th June 2022 handed over the relay torch to 5-time chess world champion Vishwanathan Anand during the inauguration of the 44th Chess Olympiad in New Delhi. The event holds significant importance as this is the very first time that international chess body FIDE is not only holding the competition in India but also instituting an Olympic-style torch tradition that will always begin in India, the place where the game originated. Legendary Vishwanathan Anand has shared his thoughts on Chess Olympiad.
Will have a huge impact because normally you're lucky to see one chess tournament where you meet one or two people. As I mentioned, imagine all the families, kids just playing, kids who come and visit the venue and have a look. It will leave an impact on them for many years. Plus, obviously, the publicity, because it's one of the major sporting events. It will be covered extensively. And for 3 weeks, we will have a kind of chess boom. And that will leave its mark as well. I hope my legacy will be that I gave back a lot to my sport. That is, I helped it grow, I attracted attention to it, and that people enjoy, that India plays chess.
Time for some athletics now. As many as 1,900 athletes have qualified to compete at the World Athletic Championship Oregon 22 from July 15 to 24. The qualification period for individual disciplines closed on June 26 following a busy weekend of national championships action, while the invitation process for relays ended on June 28. As for India, as many as 20 Indian athletes, including 8 women, and the men's 4x400 relay squad have qualified for the World Championship either by securing the entry standard or by world rankings. However, discus thrower Seema Punia and race walkers Rahul Rohila and Bhavna Jat have withdrawn their entries from the World Championship. The spotlight obviously will be on Neeraj Chopra as he competes in the World Championship for the first time after winning the Olympic Games gold medal. Neeraj Chopra made his first Diamond League appearance of the season in Stockholm. He hit the circuit for the first time in 4 years, taking on Jakub Waldeck, Julian Weber, Anderson Peters and others. His best performances in the Diamond League earlier were 2 fourth-place finishes in Doha and Zurich in 2018. The 24-year-old returned to competition for the first time after winning the Olympic Games in August last year. He finished second in the Paavo Nurmi Games in Turku with a national record throw of 89.30 meters. He followed that up by winning the Coatone Games with an 86.60 meter effort under treacherous conditions. Neeraj Chopra also headlined the 36-member athletics squad, including 16 women named by the Athletics Federation of India to compete in the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham from July 28 to August 8 this year. The squad includes 3 men javelin throwers in Neeraj, DP Manu and Rohit Yadav, and 3 triple jumpers in Abdullah Abubakar, Praveen Chitravel and Eldos Paul. It is time now to join Sakshi Mandwal for a report on the World Cup Archery, where Jyoti Sureka Venam made a strong return to the international stage.
The Indian women's recurve team of Deepika Kumari, Ankita Bhagat and Simranjeet Kaur settled for a silver medal after the trio's fairy tale run was halted by Chinese Taipei in a one-sided final at the World Cup Stage 3 in archery. India concluded their campaign with 1 gold and 2 silver medals, 2 of them coming in the compound section. The women's recurve team, who bagged a lowly 13th seed after the trio slipped out of top 30 in their individual qualification rounds, failed to make much of an impact and lost to Chinese Taipei 5-1 in straight sets, 53-56, 56-56, 53-56. With Rio Olympics team bronze medalist Li Qin-ying in the lineup, third seed Chinese Taipei mounted early pressure with 2 10s and 4 9s as India shot a 7 in the first set that proved to be the turning point. The Indian trio bounced back to level the second set, but that was not enough, as it again slipped in the third set, while Chinese maintained their consistency to seal the gold. Nevertheless, it was a memorable return for world number 3 Deepika, who returned with the team silver after being sidelined following her Tokyo Olympics debacle. But the tournament was all about compound archer Jyoti Surekha Venam's dream comeback, who led India's medal tally with 1 gold in mixed team event with Abhishek Verma and 1 silver in the individual category.
Let's travel to Wimbledon, from where S. Kannan brings this report.
It's been a very exciting 4 days of tennis. High quality, high adrenaline, good weather, sunshine. The talking point obviously has been how it's going to play out in the draw between Rafael Nadal, undoubtedly the greatest of all time, and Novak Djokovic. But right now it is the young Iga Swiatek who's grabbing all the headlines with a 37-match winning streak, which equals the former Swiss Miss Martina Hingis. Iga Swiatek's form has been sensational, and people are already wondering what kind of record she can break, not just at Wimbledon, but also in the season ahead, which culminates at the US Open. For those who believed in Wimbledon as a tradition, where the players are in white clothes, Wimbledon keeps its highest standards intact, highest prize money rising every year, and this is what makes it so special. You have breathtaking tennis coming up till the final, which is July 10th, and this time on the middle Sunday, which is July 3, you have tennis. This is S. Kannan from Wimbledon.
We shall now return to Sakshi Mandwal for a report on the Surander Singh Memorial Shooting Championships.
Haryana's Shiva Narwal won a golden treble, clinching both the senior and youth men's 10-meter air pistol titles, as well as the team crown at the 20th Kumar Surendra Singh Memorial Shooting Competition. Shiva overcame Army's Dharmendra Singh Gehrwar 17-5 in the men's final and then blew away Sahil of Uttar Pradesh 16-0 in the youth final to win 2 individual golds. He also claimed the team title in the event along with Naveen and Anmol Jain as the Haryana trio beat Punjab for gold. Sarabjot Singh of Punjab beat statemate Vijayveer Sidhu 17-13 in the final to win the junior men's 10-meter air pistol crown. In other results, Rajasthan's Manini Kaushik landed the women's 50-meter rifle 3 positions title with a 17-13 result over West Bengal's Ayushi Podar at Dr. Karni Singh shooting range, where the rifle competitions are being held. It was an all-Gujarat affair in the junior women's 3 position as Hina Goi beat Khushi Chudasama 16-10 in the final. Maharashtra won the team title in the senior women's 3 position with veteran Anjali Mandar Bhagwat in the winning team along with Bhakti Kamkar and Vedangi Tulzapurkar.
Let's stay with Sakshi for a report on other sport.
In the 17th edition of the Singapore National Swimming Championship, Tokyo Olympian duo of Srihari Natraj and Mana Patel claimed a gold and a silver respectively, as India won 5 medals on day 1 of the Singapore National Swimming Championships. The youngest Indian swimmer to have made the Olympic standard time, Natraj made a splash in the 100-meter backstroke event when he started strongly en route to winning the gold with a timing of 55.32 seconds. The promising Mihir Ambre won the 50-meter butterfly, while Anish Gowda won the 800-meter freestyle, while Shiva Sridhar settled for a third-place finish in the 100-meter backstroke with a timing of 57.58 seconds. In the women's 100-meter backstroke, Mana clocked 1.04.47 seconds to clinch the silver. Ambre won the 50-meter butterfly with a personal best timing of 24.66 seconds, while Gowda reigned supreme in the grueling 800-meter freestyle with a timing of 8.14.08 seconds.
With that, we come to the end of this edition of National Sports Magazine. With my colleagues Kannan, Aparajita, Sakshi Mandwal and producer Praveen Chand, this is Rajaraman signing off. Thank you for listening in and have a great sporting fortnight ahead.